Good morning and welcome back. The battle for the Senate is on. Democrats holding a slight edge in key states. Here with his political forecast on which Senate races to keep a close eye on, pollster Justin Wallin. Good to see you again this morning, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Julia.
Good morning. Okay, as we take a look at this balance of power here, you can see there are 23 total seats up for grabs by the GOP. Let's go ahead and start things off here in Arizona. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think McSally can pull this one out?
Tough race. So Trump won Arizona by 4 points back in 2016. It looks like President Trump and Biden are tied right now. McSally is an extremely difficult race. Of course, she was appointed to fill McCain's seat back in 2018. She's facing off against former Representative Gabby Gifford's husband, and things do not look like they're going her way. She's down by some 7 points, which is well outside the margin of error. So I do think Arizona is tilting Democratic.
Interesting. Let's go ahead to Georgia, and we have two things to talk about here. And you also say there could be a couple of opportunities for a runoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Georgia's fascinating. Georgians have the opportunity this year to vote for 2 Senate seats. And because both of them are non-binary contests, meaning there's more than 2 candidates in each race, theoretically, you could have a runoff if no candidate wins 50% in both races. So theoretically, you could have a divided Senate for a couple of months after Election Day until runoffs in January. I don't think that'll actually happen. I do think one of those will end up with a runoff. But incumbent Senator Perdue, very difficult race because his race is a 3-way, including a Libertarian. And Libertarians siphon off more Republican votes than they do Democratic. That race is separated by 2 points. I think at this point it's too close to call. The other race, which is a riot, there's 20 different candidates in this race, so it's full. But as things tend to do, the race has centered on a much smaller group, and in this case, centered on 3 different candidates. One is a Democratic candidate who was endorsed by former President Barack Obama, and then we have 2 Republicans. We have incumbent Senator Loeffler and a Republican Representative Collins, and those 2 candidates are trying to out-Republican each other. So they're holding Trump very, very close. And if I remember correctly, one of the candidates has a spot, an advertisement that says, "I am more Republican or more conservative than Attila the Hun," and I personally have absolutely no idea what that means, but it's an attempt to go very, very hard to the right, I guess.
Well, as you can see,
anyway,
Kelly
I do think
Loeffler
this goes on to a runoff.
No, I was just going to say Kelly Loeffler is up by 3 points in this one at this point right now. Do you think she stays with that?
Right. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to end up being the Democrat and Kelly Loeffler, and I think this will progress to a runoff in January, and I do think Loeffler will ultimately win this. I think this will end up being a red seat.
Okay, let's go ahead to Iowa right now, and farmers in Iowa specifically have consistently backed President Trump, as you've made mention of before. What do you think that's going to do? Do you think any of that can carry over and help Joni Ernst?
Yeah, I do. In spite of polls showing that Trump and Biden are tied, and despite of a lot of hullabaloo being made about Joni Ernst not being fully versed on some key farming issues, like the price of soybeans, for example, farmers have consistently, and some may say even stubbornly, over these past 4 years, been ardent supporters of Trump, even in spite of being damaged in many ways by his trade war with China. And I think that support of the farming community is not only going to take Iowa for Trump, but I think Joni Ernst is going to be able to ride along those coattails, and I believe that Iowa will be Republican.
Interesting. Okay, we're going to be keeping an eye on them. We know you will too. Thank you very much, Justin Wallin. Appreciate it.